What's going on YouTube, and welcome back to our channel here at Vagabond Builds, and today we're bringing you an in-depth review video of the all-new 2024 Hyundai Palisade in the limited trim front-wheel drive edition. Now we're going to be talking about the exterior, the interior, and some specs about this exact car. But before we do, because it's not a sponsored video and we truly need you guys' support and also appreciate your guys' support, please tap that like button and subscribe to our channel because it really helps us out. Also, if you got something for us to film, here's our email below. Email us and we could talk details later. A special shout out and a thanks to Roseville Hyundai for providing us this beautiful Palisade for this review. Also, keep watching, stay tuned, because we're gonna be dropping that MSRP sticker so you guys get an exact idea of exactly what comes on this car and that MSRP price right on top. Now let's go ahead and talk 2024 Hyundai Palisade. So now let's kick this review off with talking some specs about this car. Now, all Palisades come with a 3.8 liter V6 engine paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission, pushing 291 horsepower with 262 pounds-feet of torque, everybody. And again, this exact car is a front-wheel drive, but you have the option of getting the all-wheel drive. Now, my best advice to anybody would be get the all-wheel drive. Now, let's go ahead and talk some MPG, gas tank size, and things of that sort on this exact car. Now, MPG on this car is 19 city, 26 highway, and a 22 combined with an 18.8 gallon gas tank size. A little bit about the length, width, and height. Now this is gonna be in inches. So starting with the length is 197 in length in inches, 78 inches width, and 69 inches in height with an 8-inch ground clearance, everybody. Now, what do you guys think? I honestly do think it would have fit in the standard garage here or in America per se, so we're talking about the US. But let's go ahead and shut this hood and talk front end on the 2024. So for the ones who'd like to know, not much has changed from the 2023 over to the 2024. They still kind of kept that same look. We left the hazards on with the daytime running lights here. Now you get a full LED lighting system on this again. And it's just that new look coming in from the 22 to 23, okay? They kind of gave it a remodel. Front grille is in that piano black with that emblem, camera integrated right under that emblem. Finishing off that lower side with kind of a matte gray look with a plastic, matte black plastic. Bumper sensors integrated into this limited trim. Coming over to the side, let's talk some wheels. Now remember, between different trims, you're gonna see different rims and wheel sizes and things of that sort. So just take into consideration. Coming down over, what are they running? They're running some Hankook Ventus S1 Noble 2s, and the size on this exact tire is going to be a 245/50/20. Now, the rim itself comes in a 2-color rim. It's a machine surface silver on the face of the rim, and then a kind of a gunmetal metallic gray look on the interior side, okay? The suspension itself is the regular shock strut suspension. Wheel well trim in that same matte black plastic that you get in the front, connecting over to the side. The side mirror comes blind spot assist with your blinker lighting integrated with that LED lighting system. The side mirror is the same color as the car. Now they do come automatic foldable. Keyless fob entry on the handles, but one thing I do like is how they kind of put that silver, that metallic silver with the black here on this car. Now they do make it look very rich on these Palisades, honestly. You're getting a lot of car for your dollar. Under the side mirror, forgot to mention, is the camera, the 360 surround vision camera. That is also something nice to have on the Limited. Now remember, different trims, you're not gonna get that front camera or you're not gonna get those side mirror cameras. So take that into consideration as well. To finish off the bottom side of the side, you get that rocker panel in that matte black plastic with that kind of hyper silver trim, okay? Moving forward over to the back, you get that kind of privacy glass here in the back on the quarter panel area with that roof rail in the silver, same exact silver color going around the car, and also this trim coming together, just bring it with such a nice, beautiful look here on this Palisade. Up top, here on this rear end, you get the spoiler with the integrated brake light. Bringing it down, you got that back window wiper. Hyundai, not in the black. So you have black in the front and you got that regular chrome in the back. Palisade also in that chrome. The camera integrated right here over the license plate. And moving down, these are your backup lights, okay, which are parking reflectors, bumper sensors integrated into the bumper cover, and finishing off that lower side of the rear back bumper in that kind of matte gray look, okay? Now, for anybody who'd like to know, when properly equipped on these Palisades, you get up to about 5,000 pounds of towing capacity, okay? With a dual tip exhaust just on one side, okay? So that's something to take into consideration as well. Now let's go ahead and jump inside the cargo area and talk cargo space of the 2024 Palisade. So now cargo area with all of the seats or the rows up, you have about 18 cubic feet of space here behind the third row. Now, if we were to go ahead and drop that third row electrically, that's very nice that Hyundai also offers that electric panel here to drop the third row seats, and all you got to do is press them and they automatically drop. With the third row seats down, you get about 46 cubic feet of space. And if I were to go to drop the second row seats as well, you get a whopping 86 cubic feet of space. Now, yes, that seat didn't drop down because that front seat on the driver's side is a little bit back with that headrest is a little bit kind of pulled out. But you get a lot of space here. If you're heading up towards the mountain or camping, you can fit a whole lot of camping gear, snow gear in here. That is also a cool option. Now, here on the left, I showed you guys the electric control buttons for the second and third row. You also get a 12-volt outlet with Harman Kardon premium sound system, and this is where the subwoofer is located. Some tie downs for like groceries and things of that sort. What do we see that's under the mat? Some personal cubby room with your tire situation going on, and the spare tire is under the car for anybody who'd like to know, okay? Now, let's go ahead and show you guys how it looks when you prop these third row seats back up, electrically controlled. Now that we're pretty much done talking with the cargo area, you do have on the tailgate itself hands-free when you're opening. So that's something, if you have the key fob in your purse or in your pocket, you can just kick under the rear end of the car and this will automatically open if you got the kids or the groceries in your hand. And again, something I forgot to mention is the back lighting here is LED taillights, okay? So we are pretty much done with the specs, exterior and cargo area. Now let's go ahead and jump in and talk interior. All right, so now sitting inside the 2024 Palisade, I wanted to show you guys just kind of what comes new to the 2024 Palisade. Not much, but just you get that ambient lighting inside the 2024 Palisade, okay, in the limited trim. Also, you get a new theme screen layout. And if we come over to the driver cockpit cluster, it's called a cube theme and you get that look. So that's something that you can set. If you don't like it, you can change it, but it's pretty cool. Just wanted to show you guys that as well, okay? But that's pretty much all that's it. And then like some rear climate controls on the 2024. But other than that, same look, same screen, same interface, okay? So for the people who would like to know from the 2023 to the 2024. Now let's bring this car to you. Starting with the door panel. Now the door panel itself, you have your memory seating here in the limited trim, okay? Remember, keep an eye out for that because you might see no memory seating in different trims. Your controls for your windows and your side mirrors, all right? Now I mentioned that this was automatic foldable side mirrors, but not on the limited trim, okay? That's something to take into consideration, all right? Now, dropping down the Harman Kardon premium sound with your cup holders and personal pocket room. On the left-hand side of the manual steering column, traction control button, tailgate lift, and your parking brake button with your dimmable lighting button for that front dashboard. Driver cockpit cluster, full digital as you see that. Okay, let's go ahead. You can go through your info cards with the button here on the right-hand side of this steering wheel. All right, and you could change different things like your theme of that screen and things of that sort. Controls for your windshield wipers, your lighting signal light here on the left, your shifters here, the paddles on the right and left, plus on the right, minus on the left, and then your regular straight to the point buttons for talking and themes and lane assist and your car parking sensors and things of that sort, okay? Now, 12.3-inch screen, we see that coming in from the 2023 over to the 2024. Now, there's some things I want to show you guys, like your map, what it looks like. You can split the screen as well. I like that full map screen. Let's go home. You could also go into things like passenger talk, where literally you have the microphone near the third row and it amplifies the sound as you're talking here in the front. The guys in the back will hear you a bit better. You get quiet mode too. Let's say, you know, the kids are sleeping in the back. Setup, if we go over to setup, you could change things like vehicle settings. You get all that driver attention warning, head-up display, all that good stuff, ambient lighting, color, and all that, okay? So if you do shoot over to Roseville Hyundai, you can literally sit and they will show you the ins and outs, okay? Heads-up display in the Limited, take that into consideration because other trims will not come with a heads-up display. Moving forward and dropping down, you get the manual buttons as well to control that front infotainment screen like this. Press that button, you get to the maps, your audio on and off control knob, and then again to seek through your radio tunes. Your climate controls right under that, and that's to control rear climate as well as your front climate. Drive mode knob, we got up to 4 drive modes: Sport, Comfort, Eco, and Smart. And as you change, you kind of get a different color. Let's say you go into Sport, it kind of sets fire. But if you're in different themes, you get different setups on that layout, okay? Now, also the toggle switch, very nice and convenient. Want to show you guys the cameras, different views, bird's eye view with the, go ahead and press that, and you get different angles, okay? Split angle. We could go ahead and do a 360, all right, and then go home. You get ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, and heated seats here in the front on the Limited trim. Continuing forward, USB-A plug-in with the wireless charging pad and your cup holders. If you go ahead and push those 2 buttons, you get the cup holders as well, and then you can slide them back in, and they have little arrows to let you know which way to slide them. If we go ahead and pop this open, removable tray, USB-C plug-in with 12-volt outlet. Okay, so you get USB-A and USB-C as well. So, okay. The seating itself, as I mentioned, they have that nice, beautiful perforated material with the electric control seats. Now, look at the design with the stitching, kind of plush, rich feel. Also a little bit sporty, letting you kind of feel that you're trapped or you're held into this car. And in front of that passenger seat, your glove compartment with the beautiful colors, how that kind of, now this is not natural wood for people who'd like to know, it's kind of a wrap, but you get that plastic dash, but it comes together with that kind of silver and the cream, and just beautiful, okay? Up top, to finish off the front end of this interior, you have the tilt slide roof sunroof option. And the way you control that is here. You get your lighting and that true light lighting, but you also have that second glass back there, and it does not open up per se, but you can open up the visor itself, okay? So that's something to control here from the back as well. All right. Now, last but not least, because the Palisade comes a lot of stuff to talk about, but you guys wouldn't be watching this video if it's too long. You get the bridge down here, all right? Bridge for more personal space, USB-C plug-in, and another 12-volt outlet. So 2 USB-C plug-ins, and you can set like change in your purse and things of that sort, all right? Let's go ahead and push that closed. That's what it looks like. Now let's go ahead and talk second and third row seating in this Palisade. All right, so second row seating inside the Palisade, but before we continue to talk about second row seating, one thing I forgot to mention about the front, that when you go ahead and signal to the right on the Palisade itself, what you do is those little round cluster themes will activate the cameras on the side mirrors, and you'll get a live feed on your front driver cockpit cluster, okay? So that's a very cool feature to have inside the Palisade while you're driving, just making the driving experience a whole lot more easier. Now, second row seating, okay? You have the captain chairs here in the Limited trim in the same look, coming over from the front to the back, and also to the third row seating. One thing I like is that they kept the same look all the way over to the third row seating, the perforated stitched look, because a lot of times you'll see manufacturers simplify that third row. Now, ways to control these captain seats, you have a few ways, okay? You can control them from here on the side. Now that is to bunny hop that seat forward with the lever, and then you can just pop this front lever just to move that seat forward, okay? You also have a button here near your shoulder on each seat for the third row seaters to kind of just press the button and bunny hop this seat forward so you're not forgotten there in the back, okay? Now, let's go ahead and step in and do a space test. I'm about 6 feet 2 inches, completely there on the head clearance, completely there on the leg clearance. In front of me, pocket space, more USB-C plugins, your climate control. Now, because the limited captain chairs, you get the ventilated and heated seats here on the second row. That is phenomenal, and I'm liking that. I'm gonna turn that on right now because it's kind of warm here in Sacramento. 12-volt outlet with a 115-volt, 150-watt inverter. If you want to bring an air fryer or blow dryer, do whatever you want. You get the sun visors here, okay? Cup holders, that's something very cool that we don't see any manufacturers do, is those 2 cup holders on the doors. That is cool for smaller drinks and bigger drinks, okay? Now, on the seats, you also have the nice handy dandy armrests, right? Now let's go ahead and jump on to the third row. Now I left the seat kind of the way I'd like it. Now you can move it forward, but I wanted to just kind of show you guys what it would look like if a tall person like me would sit in the back, and as you have a tall person sitting on the second row, my legs are pretty much touching and my head is slightly touching. My hair is barely touching the top here in that kind of indentation here at the top. See those speakers I was mentioning? That is the audio controls, or when you go ahead and amplify the talk, that when you're talking up there in the front, they amplify and you literally get an echo inside the car, so you're not having to yell at anybody, okay? Third row seats here in the Limited also get heated seating. That is super cool that Hyundai does that in their Palisades right there. Check that out. And then you can also drop this seat or back it up. Electric controlled. Phenomenal. I'm liking the bells and whistles that you get in this car. USB-Cs on the right also, as on the left for both sides with your cup holders. Vents, if you got animals or people sitting back here not feeling too claustrophobic, getting some air into their lungs, you also get those extra vents, everybody. Now, as promised, we are pretty much done with this review. Now, here's the MSRP sticker with everything that comes on it onto this limited front-wheel drive trim. Let me know if you have any comments, questions, and concerns. Leave in the comment section below. Remember, help us out here at Vagabond Builds with tapping that like button and subscribing to our channel, because we truly appreciate you guys. Keep watching, stay tuned, because we have more cool things coming. Thank you, and God bless.